Hello, everybody, and welcome back to our landing page build. And in this case, we're building a landing page for HVAC company. Now you can make this landing page for anything that you want by switching out the images, changing the wording and things like that. This build will work for about any niche out there that's in the local service business spaces. And it'll work for plumbers, it'll work for roofers, it'll work for contractors, it'll work for just about anybody out there that's doing a local service business. But so far we've done the header page, or what we call the hero section up here. We did the why you should trust us section, how we can help section. And so we're using this wireframe that I created for you guys, and you can get the link to this wireframe in the description below and follow along with us. Now we're going to be using the Why Choose Us section. Now in this section, there's a lot of things that you can put in here instead of what you see in here on the screen, right? Instead of, like features, things like on-time appointment windows, next ahead, when the technicians get on the way, shoe covers and cleanup, straightforward estimates before work starts, and photos of the work when it's done. That reads as real-world professionalism and not just marketing. You can add service standards as many promises without any guarantees. For example, upfront pricing before work begins, options explained in plain English, work areas protected, parts and labor details provided in writing. Those are trust factors because they reduce fear of uncertainty. And you can include a local proof line that's not just reviews. Could be like serving towns every week, family-owned business in the city, year and date that you started, same-day availability in whatever areas that you're serving when scheduling allows, warehouse office location in whatever city that you're located in. It's grounded and builds legitimacy. You can add technician credibility that feels tangible, like background checks and techs get a NATE certified, only if it's true though, right? Uniformed staff, branded trucks, continuing education and manufacturer training. This all signals competence without repeating generic claims. You could also implement a 3-step micrographic, like it could go schedule, diagnose, options, approve, repair, install. People trust what they can predict. You can include financing and rebates help if you offer it. Not the financing itself, that can be its own section, literally, but a trust line like, we'll walk you through rebates and financing options if you want them. That reduces anxiety for bigger tickets. You can use risk reduces like clear warranty information provided. We document the work. We stand behind our workmanship only if it is true. Keep it simple and non-hype. So what are we going to put in this section anyway? Well, I just gave you a plethora of things that you could put in this section. But in this case, what I think we're going to do is this. So I've chosen to put in upfront price, work area protected, background check, our work guarantee. So those are the 4 things that we're going to put in here. Okay, so let's go to our landing page example here. And what are we going to do is we're going to edit this with Divi. Remember, we're using Divi 5. And if you don't have Divi 5 by Elegant Themes, I do have a link where you can get some bonuses. All you have to do is go down there and sign up for Divi 5 to get your bonuses. Anyway, so what we need to do now is we need to create a new section. So we're going to click on this button here. And first we're going to create one line right here. And because we already have a section created, like right here, we can duplicate this. And we could take this and we can bring it down and put it right in this section right here. And then we could take the title right here. We could go to text. You see how we can help right here? What I'm going to put in there is why homeowners choose us. Okay, I'm going to put that in there. And then what I'm going to put underneath here is hiring an HVAC company shouldn't feel like a gamble. Here's what you can expect from us on every job. Clear communication, respect for your home, and service you can feel confident about. Okay, so that's the title and the lead in right there. And so what we're going to do is we're actually going to create this, these blurb sections again. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, if it will let me here, yeah, I'm having a hard time getting to the gear icon over there on the left. Let me see if I just click in this section, if it'll bring it to me. So, because I'm having a hard time getting to that green section there where we want to duplicate this right here, I'm just going to go here to the wireframe where we can come out and we can duplicate this section here just like that. And we can just take this and we can bring it down here and put it right underneath there. And there it is. So there we go out of our wireframe and we have the blurb section. Now we're going to want to change the icons again over here. So what I'm going to do, the reason why we're doing this is because this here is already all created, right? It is all, you can go to the mobile view and you can see everything's all in line, as you can see right here, right? And so when you come down here, why homeowners choose us, and you can see everything is conducive. Everything shrinks down to where it's supposed to be. And so we have it all created already. So why recreate the wheel, right? So to speak. So we'll go back to our desktop view here. And so we're going to put in here, the first thing I'm going to put in here is upfront pricing, right? So what can the icon be? So let's go here to the gear icon and let's go to the image icon and let's see if we can do pricing. So let's see what it comes up with. So we can use any of these here. Let me see what this looks like. Okay, so we can use that as like a ticket. Okay, and let's make this a little bit different. Maybe put in the design in the image icon. Let's now put this to the left side this time, right? And we could do that. And so when we go back to the content and we go to the text here, instead of having heating contractor here, we're going to put in there upfront pricing. And in the section down here, because remember, this is all already done for you. So it's all going to be responsive for the different tools that we use, like the tablet and the mobile phone. And, it will just shrink up. So what we're going to put in here is, and believe me, I'm just copying and pasting this stuff because I already got it written out. But this is what we're going to put in there. And as you can see, I put in here that you'll get clear options and pricing, but you can see that everything's all jumbled together. So what we want to do is we want to go to the design and we want to go to the, not the image icon, but now we want to go to the body text. And in the body text, you could see that the line height is 3. So let's bring the line height a little bit more so we can see it. And if we go back to the content here, we can see that we got a big space there. So let's bring up that space just like that. And with this read more here text, if we go to that, you can see where it is right there. Let's see if we can bring this into the middle and see it looks a lot better, right? So now we have this blurb section done. Upfront pricing, you'll get clear options and pricing before any work begins. Okay, let's do the next section now. So what are we going to put in this section here? So what are we going to do for the title? The title is going to be background checked. Okay, so I'm going to put in here background checked. And so what are we going to do for the icon now? So let's go and check the images. Let's look at the icon and see if we get background. See, there's nothing for background. How about checked? Okay, so we could use this right here, right? That's a good one. And let's go to design. Let's go to the image icon and let's put it on the left side like we did the other one. And for the verbiage, we've got to go back to the content here and go to the text. And the verbiage we're going to put right in here. And the verbiage is going to say every technician is background checked and shows up in uniform. Okay. And as you can see, we need to adjust the spacing again. So we'll just go over here and go to the body text. And we're going to put some line height in there. So we'll give it some more line height right there so you can read it, right? And go back to the content and get rid of that spacing, just like that. And maybe in the design, let's see what we got for the body text. We got 1.2. Let's do a little bit more to make it congruent with the other side. So about 1.4. Okay, cool. And then for our button right here, which we got a button there. So we're going to take the button and in the design layout, whoops, now the alignment, we're going to make the button in the middle, just like that. Okay, now that's done. Now let's do this section over here. And what we're going to put in this section, if we go to the content and then the text for the heading here, we're going to put in here work area protected. Let's see, what can we use for an icon here? Let's go down to the image. Let's see, work area, work. I don't know if we have an area. Yeah, maybe we could use a house icon here. Let's do that. And go back to the design, the image icon. We want to make it to the left. Work area protected. Verbiage that we're going to use. Paste it in there. We protect your home with drop cloths, shoe covers, and clean finish. And a clean finish. Okay, so let's go to the design here and the body text, and we want to put the spacing up to like 1.4. Okay, and then go back to the content, and we could get rid of the spacing there, just like that. And then the button, which is right there, we're going to go to the design, the alignment, and put that in the center, just like that. And then on the last section here, let's go there to the content, text, and then the title, we're going to put in work guaranteed. Right? And so in the image here, what are we going to use for image icon? Guarantee. Let's see if they got a guarantee. Well, spelled it wrong. So I'm going to use this seal stamp. That's what I'm going to use. I don't know what else to use. I looked through a lot of different icons here, but I think this will, you want to use an icon that sort of, represents what it is you're trying to say here. And so we're going to go design. I'm going to go to the image icon and I'm going to make it to the left again. Just like that, work guaranteed. And what we're going to use in our blurb or our text here, our verbiage. Okay, we stand behind our work and make it right if something isn't. Okay, that's our guarantee. We're going to go to the design here and let's go to the body text. And we want to put line height up to like 1.4 like that, and go back to the content and take away that space. And we want to put this in the middle. So we'll click in there and we'll bring that in the middle. And so there you go. So now we have our section done here. If you wanted to, you could actually even put in an overlay if you wanted to do that. But I'm not going to do that. And if you don't know how to do the overlay, you can go back to the other videos. I think we did the overlay in video 2. And if you'd like to watch the full series, again, I have the links to everything down below in the description. I have the link to the video series. I have the link to this wireframe that we're using right here. And like I said, you can go back to the videos. You can redo this. You can use ChatGPT to help you with your business. Like if you're a roofer, say, and you want to do this for roofing, you can just ask it, I want to use this section. Just throw in the wireframe in the ChatGPT and tell ChatGPT what exactly you want to do, and it'll spit out and this is what I did for all this content right here. Why homeowners choose us. And I asked it for the lead in for the blurb sections right here. And this is all you need for trust on a landing page. What you're trying to do is build trust. You want them to do certain things. And like when we come down here for call to action, all we would do is we put in like maybe a different row right here, and we would do that. And then we would put in maybe a call to action row, right? Call to action right here. Okay. And then in here, all you would do is go do that and see where it says your tile goes here. We could put something like this, ready to get your HVAC issue handled. And again, on the title text, I would like a little bit more spacing in the lettering there, just to bring it out a little bit. And then in the content here, right down here, put this little thing right in here, right? Tap to call now. And in there, we could put the phone number, which we used was, I think it was 203-999-000, like that. And to make this clickable, all we'd have to do is just highlight this, and we go to our link right here, and we would just type in tell, get the semicolon, and just put in the number 203-999-000. Okay, there's 4 numbers there. Let's do that. So that would be the number. And then when you say okay, so now we can see the number is kind of like blended in with the red right here, right? So what we want to do is we want to highlight these numbers here, and let's make them white so you can see the numbers just like that. So now all I got to do is tap to call, so we could like put it underline there just so that they know that that's a clickable number, or they can request a quick quote by visiting the contact page here, right? And then you could put a link to your contact page there. So if you put a link to your contact page, you would do that. And you would, whatever your link is, if it's like, you make sure you put HTTPS, the semicolon, backslash, and whatever your website is. I think I put in home here for the website.com and backslash contact, if that's the link to your contact page, right? And you would say, okay, but see how it did that again? So now we want to make that white, just like that, and maybe underline it just like that, so that they would know that that's clickable. Okay. So, okay, now that we got this all done, we need to check this in our mobile view, because remember, we changed these blurbs from this to this. So our mobile view is going to change as well. So let's check it out. And this is mobile view on the other blurbs that we did. And okay, see how this is to the right now? So what you want to do is you want to go into the gear icon here, and you want to go into spacing, and see where it's got 130 on the left side. You just bring this down, and let's see, I think we're going to go to 0 here. Yep, we went to 0. And in fact, you can even put a little bit of right spacing on there like that, say about 55, just like that. And now it's more in the center. So that's where you want that. And then we have the call to action right here, which looks okay. So this is all set now. And let's see it in the tablet view. Okay, so again, we can just go ahead and put some right spacing on there. Okay, and up here, as we can see, this text right here is not very good. So we'll go here, go to design. We'll go to the body text right here. And we're going to want to put some spacing there just so that, okay, then go into the content itself, into the text, and bring this back like this. Now, when you're all done with that, we'll go back here, check it all out again. Everything looks good. Don't forget and save. Okay, save this stuff. That's it for this section right here. And now we have a couple calls to action. We have calls to actions up there. We have call to action down here. They could read more if they want to go to these different pages right here. And we will do these pages as we go along. But right now we're just focusing on the landing page. We want to make this as converting as possible. So I hope you continue watching this series as we build this landing page out. In our next section, our next video, we're going to build out the how it works section and what the process actually is for people to work with you. Okay. So I'll see you in that next video. Don't forget, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, go down there, subscribe to the channel so that you're notified when I do drop the next section or when I do provide other tutorials on Divi 5, because that's what I'm an expert in. It's Divi 5 and WordPress. If you like my content, go down there, go ahead and click that like button, and share this content with people that you know could benefit from it. Okay. I'll see you in the next video. God bless. Take care.